Hello everyone. Today I am going to officially get started with my spring cleaning. And what that means for today is I am going to cut back all of my sedges. Hello everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel, 90% Native. My name is Michelle and I grow native plants and I garden for the wildlife. So today I am going to kick off my spring cleaning. I have a really large yard for me by myself to manage, so I get started kind of slow and probably a little earlier than I would like, but I have a lot of things to do. So what I'm doing today is I am going to cut back my sedges so that the new growth can be exposed to the sun and start growing. I'm going to cut off that winter damage. I will cut the sedges back, and I think that growing sedges, you start to learn their personality, if you will, over time. So I use a lot of Carex amphibola and Carex blanda. Both of those sedges need to be cut back, for me anyways, at least 2 times a year, sometimes 3. So the first time I'm going to cut them back is now, and then I will probably cut them back again after they send up their seed heads, because for some reason when they send up their seed heads they look a little scraggly. And maybe that's because they're putting all their energy into the seeds. But anyway, I'll cut them back again, and then they should be good for the remainder of the season. I may want to clean them up from time to time, just a little bit here and there. But that's how I manage my Carex amphibolas and my Carex blandas. And then I have blue sedges, so Carex laxicomus and Carex flacosperma. Those seem to only need to be cut back once a year. So I will go ahead and do those now. And then I have some other things like Carex springali and Carex rosea and radiata. And as I go around the yard, if I get to them today, I will show you those as well. So yeah, so let me just show you how I get to managing these Carexes. I'm starting here at my front porch, and this is where I have my front formal garden beds lined with sedges, just to, you know, add a little formality to the native plantings. And so I'm going to go ahead, cut them back, probably move some of the leaves back a little bit from around them. Yeah, so let me show you. I almost forgot to mention, if this is content that appeals to you, I would love it if you would consider subscribing to my channel and sharing this channel with your gardening friends. To give you an idea of what I am taking care of here up at the front, you can see I have the Carex amphibolas here lining the beds. And then if I go down here, we have them here. Then we have a violet. Down here, I have a bunch of Carex amphibola in this bed. Let me get my shadow out of there. And not only does it line it, but it's filled in with it, because I am trying to do sort of a little bit of a matrix planting with aster. Oh goodness, I can't remember. I'll put the name up. It's an aster and the Carex amphibola. But then if I walk back some more, you can see that I have more of the Carex amphibola there that needs to be cut back. And then in the bed here around this crepe myrtle that I wish actually was a river birch, but it's not, I have Carex springali. Carex springali is actually a sedge that's not native to Northern Virginia necessarily, just a little farther north, but I wanted to give it a try. Okay, so let's get to it. I have my dollar store gloves here. I don't wear gloves a lot, but right now I kind of want to. I don't know why. Anyway, okay, so I'm going to move some of the mulch and the leaves from around it. You can see down here, there's already the new growth for this season here. And this is the old growth. And then on the ends here, that's the winter damage. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it back. I'm just going to grab a bunch, kind of like a ponytail. Oh yeah, I have my trusty bin that you always see me with. I'll link this below. And I will compost the cuttings. Okay, that one is done. And the same thing here. Grab some up like a little bit of a ponytail, clip it. And just so you all know, this time it's it's the last day of February, but typically the very beginning of March is when I like to get this started. Right here you can see where it's self-seeded, and this is a great time to go ahead and get some of these new ones that you can take and put around your landscape and other places. I always like to pop sedges into just kind of like bare spots in the landscape. Something that else I do is when I'm getting them organized, I kind of run my fingers through them, and that pulls out some of the dead blades, which I think that they appreciate actually. Okay guys, so this is one section of so many that I've gotten done. So you can see the little mounds of the sedges. Now their new blades will be exposed to the sun to grow nice and full. Next up, I am going to take care of the Carex Sprengali. This is a native sedge, not quite native to Northern Virginia, like I said, a little farther north, but I use it to just kind of fill in this bed space underneath this crepe myrtle. Okay guys, with the Carex Sprengali, I am just going to probably keep these a little taller than the Carex amphibola or Carex blanda because it looks like some of the new growth is taller. So I'm just going to come down there and get where they're down to the winter damage. Okay, those Carex Sprengali are cut back. They were adding some really pretty winter interest, but it is time to get them going for the new season, in my opinion. So yeah, that is done. Moving on. Here are some sedges that I cut back yesterday around the corner garden and the fireplace garden. So as you can see, I am just slowly getting things started here and getting things cleaned up for the spring season. I am still leaving up as many of my herbaceous perennials as I can for the insects. So it's just a matter of me picking away at little things that I can do that aren't going to disturb the wildlife too much, and getting just the front edges of my beds done fits that need. There, I didn't get to the fox sedge and the Carex amphibola that's in here, but I did get to the section behind it and the section that lines the path. And if you see all these little ones popping up along the side, those are the ones I am going to take and give away or move to a different part of the yard. So I'll take you back up to the front for one last look. Unfortunately, I didn't get any of the woodland sedges done, but that's okay. There's always tomorrow. Okay, so just a couple other notes that I happened to think about when I was cutting back my sedges. I just got the front yard done. I still need to do the woodland sedges in the backyard that are lining my different native plant beds, but I did want to make a note that the sedges that I have popped in throughout my woodland garden, I don't necessarily cut those back. I let them just go, and if they look raggedy, then I'll cut them back. When I am talking about cutting back my sedges, I'm really talking about the ones that are on public display, because I really try to make my native plant gardens look formal, especially in the front. So don't feel like you have to cut back your sedges. I recommend doing it because I think it helps them look nicer, but you know, experiment and cut some back, don't cut some others, and see what you like and see, you know, how they respond in your yard and in your environment. Everyone, if you like this video, then I would appreciate it if you could give it a like. And I am done for today. Thank you for joining me. Happy gardening, and I will catch you again next time.